For those who don't know and do know, my name is Househeadspeakz. I'm a DJ, been DJing since 2017, and I'm going to be playing a mix on the background by a DJ named Rebel Belez. This is from One Level One's network channel on YouTube, so you're going to be hearing his mix in the background. Now, what I want to get to, there are reasons why street dancers makes the best DJs. Now think about it. You have two distinctive oh, don't worry about it. You have two distinctive entities when it comes to music. You have your dancer and you have your DJ. Now, coming, for me coming from both ends of the spectrum, when I learned how to DJ, it was difficult, but then again, it wasn't. Once I got the fundamentals, then I was able to listen to the cadences of a track, listen to its counts, listen how many beats there were, bars there were, phrases there were, where should I bring in the next track. There are times I'll bring it in on the beginning of a breakdown. Sometimes I'll bring it in at the end of the breakdown. It depends on the second track that I'm bringing in, because you still want to make sure that the two tracks that match in time and match in beat. Now, so enough of that. I'm about to give you 6 reasons why I say street dancers make the best DJs. Now, before anybody say anything, this is how this is gonna go. If you've been watching me, we're gonna do the usual spectrum. I'm gonna read off my cheat sheet, and then after that, I'll explain. I'll give you my explanation on what was read. So, without further ado, let's go. We're gonna start with reason one, which is rhythm and music musicality. Street dancers have a deep understanding of rhythm and musicality due to their experience with dancing to various genres of music. They have a natural ability to feel the beats, tempo, and nuances in music, which can help them create seamless transitions and engaging mixes as a DJ. I agree with that statement because, like I said, when I was a street dancer, I had to learn. You know, I didn't learn how to count. When I did the steps, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a little example. DJing, pretty much the same scenario. When I listen to a track, I for what the way I do it, I'll tap my controller like this before I drop it on the one. That gives me a signal on, okay, when to drop it, you know, on that one. Because remember, there's 4 beats to a bar, but you always want to drop it on the on the on the beginning of that very first beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then drop it on one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop it on the one. That's why they call it dropping on the one. Because you're not dropping it on the 4, you're dropping on the next one. So that's how you do it. And as a dancer, learning how to learning the nuances of counting, learning the nuances of beats and rhythm, and where to move my feet or where to change, routines, or do whatever I will do whatever. I was able to bring that same energy towards my DJ sets. So this is this is one of this was a great reason to have, because when you are a street dancer, that's all you know about, rhythm and beats and things of that nature, and you can bring that onto your DJ sets. So let's get to the second reason. Okay, on to reason two, performance skills. Street dancers are known for their captivating stage presence and ability to entertain audiences. They bring energy, style, and creativity to their performances, which can easily translate into engaging DJ sets. Street dancers often have a keen sense of crowd interaction and know how to read the energy of a room, enabling them to create dynamic and engaging experiences for the audience. Now, what the way I see this is because when I was dancing, yeah, I had to make sure that you know, my moves had to be precise. It had to be in time. It has to be correct. And then I had to do something, a little more spectacular, a little more engaging. Make sure that I'm looking at the crowd. Make sure the crowd's looking at me. Make sure they have their eyes on every move that I make. DJing is pretty much the same scenario. When I do a DJ set, I look at the crowd, I see how they're moving, I see, what kind of music they're vibing to, and if so when I change to another track, I want to make sure I have that same feel for them, that same tempo, and plus, I am a DJ. By me being a former dancer, most of the sets or most of the tracks that I select, I go by, will I dance to this track? And if I say no, I won't purchase it or anything. It won't even go into my library. If I say yes, that particular track will go to my library and I will play it. Because as a former dancer, I know what moves me, which means I know what moves a crowd. Hope everybody understand that. So, performance skills, and plus, I look at other DJs, and if I feel they're not enthusiastic, if they're not engaging, if they're not even enjoying what they're playing, then how in the world you expect me to enjoy what you play? If I'm seeing you out there just doing, twisting the lobs, just doing this and doing that, getting the transition in, and no feel, no movement, no energy. Don't expect me to feel energy, because your job as a DJ is to play music to excite the crowd, to get the crowd on the dance floor, to keep the crowd on the dance floor, to keep them dancing for a long period of time, keep them sweating up a storm so they get thirsty. And when they get thirsty, they go straight to the bartender and get the drinks. They get the drinks and then they get back on the dance floor. When you play, when they hear another hot track coming through, they're like, oh my goodness, here we go. That's what a DJ is supposed to be doing. If you're just standing on the decks like a bloody statue, you're not doing your doggone job. With that said, on to reason three. Reason number three, musical knowledge. Street dancers often have a diverse range of musical influences due to their exposure to different dance styles and cultures. This broad musical knowledge can be advantageous when selecting and mixing tracks as a DJ. Street dancers may have a unique ability to identify and incorporate lesser known or underground tracks, bringing a fresh and unique sound to their DJ sets. This is so me. This reason is so me because when I started purchasing tracks, I made sure I purchased as many tracks as I could that I know that I listened to before and I danced to them before. And then after a few years of listening to different tracks and stuff like that, then I start focusing and pinpointing on tracks that I know that if I listen to it, I'm gonna dance to it. Which means if I'm gonna dance to it, I know people who love dancing as much as I do, they're gonna dance to it. So that's my main focus on when I select tracks. I always select tracks that I know that, oh my goodness, yeah. And that's a few seconds. Now, if I hear a track that doesn't get me that pop, that energy, then I won't buy it. Now there's been times where I have passed by tracks that I wouldn't purchase, but I hear DJ play it, and the way they play it sound good. But like I said on previous videos, every DJ, every DJ is different. Their taste is different. Their style is different. The way they choose track selection is different. The way they purchase tracks are different. So not one. There is no size fits all when it comes to DJs. Everybody has their nuances and their way of selecting tracks. So musical knowledge is the key. And I also would like to add one more thing. When you purchase a track, you make sure you listen to the entire track from start to finish. I don't care if you bought 50 tracks that day. You make certain that you listen to all 50 tracks. Why? Because you want to get into that headspace and you want to get into the knowledge of where the track is located so I can know where can I bring the next track in. That's the way I think. You know, some DJs might find it a little different, but that's the way I think of it. So, but yeah, musical knowledge is important, because when you're a street dancer, you got to know the music, which means you got to know where to come in, you got to know where to change, you got to know where to turn, you got to know where to change into the next move. DJ is the same way. You got to listen to the track. You got to listen to the beat. You got to know where can I bring that next track in, so I can make that transition. And then when do I drop the low EQ so I can bring it up a little more, and then just manipulate the high and the mids. So you have to know these things. In order for you to know these things, you got to have knowledge of your tracks that you select. Now, on to the fourth reason: sense of timing and rhythm. Timing is crucial in both dancing and DJing. Street dancers have honed their sense of timing and rhythm through countless hours of practice and performance. This initiates sense of timing, allowing them to create seamless transitions, synchronized with dancers or performers, and maintain a consistent flow throughout their DJ sets. Yeah. Not only I was a street dancer for the group Contact, I was one of their choreographers. As a matter of fact, why there was four choreographers. Tony Lacey is one in a photo. There was also Andre, who was our leader, and his brother Sweet Pea. They created the dancing for the guys. I was in charge of doing the choreography for the women. So, and it works well because how our performance has always been was, the girls to come in first, and then after the girls come in, then the guys to come in, and then after the guys come in, then there's a combined routine that the both guys and girls would do. Now, that takes a lot of practice, and I mean practice. We have practice in one of the dancers' basement. We had practice at a hallway. We had practice in a garage before. Practice outside before. I mean, it's you will find spots to practice, but the practice was important. And you have to understand. Back in that day, I was a young cat. I was still still in high school, but still, it didn't prevent me to go and practice and hone in my skills. And when I wasn't able to practice with the group, I practiced by myself because if I was the choreographer, I had to practice my choreography. I had to practice what I'm going to create and how I'm going to go by teaching the girls the dance moves. DJing, it's the same factor. You have to practice. You know, there's not a DJ on this earth that did not learn how to DJ without practicing, and especially when it comes to the fundamentals. You have to know the beat rash, you have to know your blends, you have to know your transitions, and you have to know how to drop it on the one. So that takes practice, and you don't learn it just like that, and you'll never master it. There's not a DJ on this earth can say that I mastered the art of DJ, because like everything else, DJs, things evolve, things change, systems change, they evolve. So you have to adapt to that. And also, when you able to hone in your special skill, you want to start practicing something else. Like in my case, even though I'm a house underground DJ, I also play techno, and I have practiced playing techno, because playing techno and playing house is two different nuances. I also had practice playing progressive music, playing progressive music and techno along with it's different from techno and house. So you have to know these things, but all three of those particular genres have one thing in common: beat matching. You have to know your beat matching. That is number one. If you don't know that, then you should not even think about moving forward to the other nuances or even try to do style points unless you know how to beat match. So that's one of the things that street dancers and DJs are so familiar with: the art of practice and getting it right. Now, on to reason five. Reason number five, that is creative approach. Street dancers are known for their creativity and ability to think outside the box. They often bring a unique perspective and style to their dance routines. This creative mindset can be applied to DJing, allowing street dancers to experiment with different mixing techniques, incorporate unexpected elements, and create innovative mashups or remixes, setting apart from other DJs. Now, there was a reason why I read it that way, but don't mind me. But this is both entities are creative. That's I mean, That's what art does. That's what dance does. That's what photography does, and of course, that's what DJs do. We create creativity. You know, you can't be either of those things without being creative. I mean, even here, I designed this particular shirt. You know, that takes creativity. You know, because there's a certain way. I had to make sure that the lines are correct. I had to make sure, I set the right colors and everything that belongs there. So what I'm saying is that when you are a DJ, you are creating music for those who's going to listen to and to dance to. You are creating, you are taking two tracks and making it as one. That, trust me, that is not an easy feat. And I'm a person who loves to blend. And when I said I love to blend, I love to do long blends. And those that particular skill, it, it's not easy because first of all, you got to extend the blends. You got to make sure it's still silenced as one, and you got to make sure that you keep, with the nudging of the jog blends because you want to keep, that time and that phrase and that beat there. It's not an easy thing, but one of the good things about it is that it creates such beautiful music. I mean, I get goosebumps by even mentioning that. So, yeah, dancers and DJs approach things creatively. It's it's inevitable. You have to do it. On to the sixth and final reason. The sixth and final reason is passion for music and movement. Both street dancers and DJs share a deep passion for music and movement. Street dancers are entertainmentally connected, entertained or initially connected to the music they dance to, and this passion can naturally extend to DJing. Their enthusiasm for music and their ability to interpret, express, and express it through. I'm sorry, through. Ah, let me read that part again. Pardon me on that. We're gonna read that part back. We're gonna rewind and read that part back. Their enthusiasm for music and their ability to interpret and express it through dance can translate into an infectious energy and enthusiasm during their DJ performances. Dancers, as well as DJs, are passionate of what they do. You have to be passionate on this. You can't fake it because they'll show. You know, you can't disguise it because that will show. You can't have do it because it will show. One thing I can say when I was a dancer, I was all in because you have to be. Because if you not all in, it's going to show in your performances. When I became a DJ in 2017, I was all in. So much so, I gave myself 1 year to learn how to DJ. I didn't tell no one. No one didn't even know. I didn't even post it on any of my social media networks. I kept it to myself because if I really wanted to do this, I knew I had the passion for it. I knew I had the fire and desire, but I had to put that to the work. So I had to practice. I had to make sure that if I said I'm going to be a DJ, I wasn't going to fake the funk on a nasty dump. It was going to be true blue, no questions asked. So yes, dancers and DJs are very passionate in what they do. You have to be, because if you don't, it's going to show. And you don't want to be that person that's gonna, that's you know, that fake it till you make it stuff. That does not work when it comes to this, and definitely when it comes to dancing, because it will show. People will see it. People will see through you, and you're gonna look terrible. Now, on to the recap. It's important to note that while street dancers may possess some inherent qualities that can contribute to becoming successful DJs, DJing is a separate skill set that requires technical proficiency, music selection, and an understanding of the craft. However, the combination of street dancing skills and the love for music can certainly give street dancers a unique advantage while pursuing a career as a DJ. That statement is so true because, like I said, when I started to DJ, I I thought I had the same mindset as if I was getting ready to practice for a performance, that I was going to dance for an audience. That's how serious I took it, because I knew when I was a dancer, especially back then, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best at what I did. I wanted to be recognized. I wanted the people to recognize for my skills as a dancer, and I took it extremely seriously. Like I said, I watched every dance video that was out there. I would take steps from them and created my own. You know, that's why when I wasn't performing and I was just at a club dancing, I was always coming up with some new, with a new move. And then I won't do it too much because I don't want nobody else to see it. So I will go home and practice that move, and then I will incorporate it in one of the in a routine that I'm teaching. Whoever wants to learn the routine. So DJing is the same. You nuts. I practice and practice and practice every single day. I watch YouTube videos of mostly every DJ, and it doesn't have to be a house DJ. In fact, DJ TLM was one of the first DJs I watched when it came to learning beats, bars, and phrases, and beat matching. And he's a hip hop DJ from the Netherlands, but the way he explained it, I was able to get what he was talking about, and I practiced on it. And that's how I honed in my skills. You know, I still practice. I still practice every day. I'll do a recording when I know I'm going to do a show. I'll practice, a couple of uh, a couple of mixes, a couple of mixes before I before I do a online show. So I always am practicing. I mean, when I performed, um the picture that you saw when I performed in Toronto, I went to one of my good friends' house who's a DJ, all right, and a good one at that. And she had the whole layup, CDJs and the mixer, and I practiced on her DJ equipment, just to get nuances, because unfortunately, I don't have a full DJ setup. I have a controller, but that doesn't prevent me from knowing how to DJ with another set of equipment, especially with a professional equipment. And That's another thing you have to know. You have to be able to adapt. You know, if you know that you don't know something, you better learn it quick, because ain't nobody gonna give you no excuses by saying that, oh, I don't know how to play this, with this equipment, so I'm not going to do this gig. No, no one wants to hear that, and especially me being a visitor from somebody else's city, and I'm bragging and I'm a DJ, and I say that I'm not gonna do this. That's a no go. Never do that. You find a way, no matter what. You find a way. So just to close this out, what I want to say to all my new and young and upcoming DJs, be passionate about this craft, because this craft is fun. DJing is so much fun. It is so much fun, and it doesn't matter if you practice at home and you have you have your Twitch account playing with a lot of people who's seeing you play, to playing at one of the biggest stadiums that's out there. It's just fun to have that reaction. It's intoxicating, you know. But and also what I want to say to my street dancers who is thinking about becoming DJs and not sure if they should do it, do it. Do it. Don't let nobody tell you can't, because I'm going to give you this secret. You have the best advantage of learning how to DJ faster than anyone else. You already know about music. You already know about rhythm. You already know about timing. You already know about being passionate. You already know how to engage an audience. You know, you know the importance of practice. You have all these factors wrapped up into. All you're doing is generating into another form of creativity, of artisticy, of art, and that's DJing. So I think that's all I want to say about that. So let's go. Got everything that you wanted to get. I hope dancers will see this and say, hey, I can DJ as well. And of course, to my young upcoming DJs, this is some information that you can use yourself. So if you like the video, please like, subscribe, share, let people know about what I'm doing here. And then follow me on all my socials, my websites, everything is on my Linktree account that you see right there. So all you do is click to it and you'll see all my socials. You'll see my SoundCloud. You'll see my websites. So you'll see everything there. So until then, peace out, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a good one, and become the best